Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Thandie, and thank you for joining us today. Today I'm joined by my co-host Nyasha.
You can't even get it
Introduce
right.
yourself.
If you're gonna say the thing, at least do it properly, you know. But I'm good.
Well, do you know what, guys? We've literally been sat here for about 5 minutes, and Yasha's just been yappa, yappa. Okay, so I'm ready to start.
She's ready
and
to
now
go.
he's not ready.
You're ready to go. Look, I'm sorry. You know what? Yeah, I got gassed because we've got a guest on, and I've just got gassed. I was just talking to him.
He's in love with him.
I am. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Behave yourselves.
You guys. Look, there's not many guests here. I feel like we've been on a run of guests where I'm not gonna lie, I feel emasculated on my own thing. Let me get this out one time, yeah. I'm tired of bringing men onto this podcast and then people ignoring my contributions for these men's contributions. I am starting to feel like ugly. I'm playing TLC.
I like your contributions. I like your contributions.
You have to say that. You're like, like a mother's love. Like your siblings' love. You have to like my contributions. And you know what? I'm thankful for that. But it's not about me or my contributions. It's about our guest. Welcome, Cameron. How's it going?
Cameron.
I'm good, guys. I'm good. Glad to be here once again to talk F1 and all things in between. It's going to be sick. And why are you talking about Nyasha, by the way? Nyasha, Quick Stop F1 is the house that Nyasha and Thandie built. So I don't know what you're talking about, trying to go around with all this humility stuff.
But what he's saying is, there's one person who runs the house in it.
Oh,
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, Joey. Yeah. I feel, Joey. It's like a singer-songwriter contribution. I'm like a ghostwriter, and Thandie's in the interviews. Thandie's getting, she's on the chicane, and she's booked and busy, and I'm just in the OVO sweatshop. But look, it's not about me. It's not about any of us. It's about you at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're tuning in, give this video a like. It really does actually help to spread us to more people on YouTube. So give us a like, give us a subscription, write a comment, even if it's nasty. I don't care.
No, don't be writing nasty comments. Don't. No,
because they do actually make me sad. I act like I don't care.
Yeah, he cries. You guys, he cries.
What's wrong with you? Why are you sharing my pain? But I do cry. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. If you are on Apple, leave us a review with words. I might read some out actually today because we've not read some out for a while. And then that's it. Yeah, share it with your friends. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. 2022 Monaco GP. Cameron, what do you think of Monaco? It is a unique place to go motor racing. Probably the most unique place to go motor racing in the whole wide world. Some people love it, some people hate it. What are your thoughts on the Monaco Grand Prix?
Oh, Nyasha, as much as I want to be a purist and say we should race around Monaco in perpetuity, that's not the truth, right? Occasionally there can be a sport that outgrows a venue. If we're talking about Highbury and Arsenal, that's a good case in point. And Fernando Alonso, the way he went on with that skullduggery, that spite, the sandbagging, easing off, making Lewis the meat in an Alpine sandwich. Nyasha, Thandie, let's be honest, you shouldn't be able to do that on an F1 circuit in 2022. And if you can, then FIA, Liberty Media, the commercial rights holder, might want to have a word with themselves and check out whether we want to keep racing around said circuit into 2023. And not to mention, by the way, guys, Tag Heuer and Rolex. Yeah. Can you have two sponsors of a racetrack? I don't think you can. What are Tag Heuer doing around there? Rolex is the official sponsor of the F1, and Monaco aren't even paying that much money to the FIA, the commercial rights holder, anyway. So I'm saying sack it off. As blasphemous as that sounds, Nyasha, I think it's time, mate. 2022 in F1 and no place for Monaco.
Fair play. Man, I say Monaco are like that friend you gave your Netflix password to that's just carrying on using it. And, they're not paying anything, they're not contributing, but they're there on your shit, fucking up your algorithm. I hear it. Thandie, last year, I was just going to say,
Yeah,
last year you said that you said Monaco gets the people going, and that's
Right.
why it's there, right? Because it's there. It's Monaco, it gets people going. Is that? I guess is
Yeah,
that for you? Is
because
that enough?
it lives off like the memory of like Senna, glamour. You get
Yeah.
royals there. You get all like Hollywood turn up. It's that attraction. As a race though, it's absolute shite. I would like to also note that last week I got into trouble for fat shaming that car, but none of those cars even fit in the Monaco track. So there
Nailed
you
it.
go. Further affirmation that that car is too fat. Okay, normalize fat shaming cars, not people. Like I
Yes.
didn't understand why everyone was kind of going mad. I didn't understand
Wait.
it. People were like, well, you were like to me, you
Well, I got
don't
scared.
fat shame.
I got scared. I got scared. You know what?
I'm
Everyone
not
Twitter.
scared.
I know you're not scared. You're fearless. You're fearless, and I am fear most. Okay.
Mm.
And I just didn't want us to get in trouble. But then I realized you can't cancel us. We're uncancelable. Okay.
See, that's what people say, and then they get cancelled.
Then they get cancelled.
But
Yeah, true.
yeah. But I get what you mean. Like Monaco is like it's a bit like chocolate that you get from Aldi. Like the wrapping is
wow.
really fancy, but the actual chocolate quality is just not that great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Best analogy.
It's one of them where, like, you know, like Aldi veg. I don't know if you've ever bought the veg from
I buy.
Aldi.
I mean,
but...
I buy Audi veg. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
you're so bougie. Where do you get your veg from? Where's your shopping done?
so when I'm at my because I'm a northern person, I live opposite a farm, so I just get it from the farm.
Ah, fair play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I've recently got a. Do you know what I mean? But what I was gonna say about Aldi veg, no offense, Aldi, like your veg looks super green, super fresh. You pay for it, you take it out to the car, and you bring it home, and it's brown.
Oh my gosh.
God.
That is how I feel about the Monaco track.
I love it. Thank you. I'm never buying veg.
But
from Aldi again.
I have eaten veg at Nyasha's before, and can I just say he makes great long stem broccoli.
Oh, let's go.
I do. I'm really proud of that. Thank you. I love that recipe. Look, Monaco. Look. You're both incredibly correct. I've got nothing else to add. It's a shit show. I don't know what are we doing here, man. What are we doing here? And what made it even worse was that the thing that we were praying for before the race started, we prayed for it. And 5 minutes before the race started, God said, you know what? Have some of that. Here's some rain. Let's mix it up a bit. And then the FIA are like, oh, actually, whoa. Got too much dip in your chip.
Unbelievable.
And then we're delaying the start to monitor for a rain cloud. They start going around following the safety car. The rain eventually turns up, and then we've got a red flag it, and it's just like, I don't know. For me, it seemed a bit mad. I can't lie. I don't know if I understood why at the point where they decided to not start the race, it was absolutely fine. And then obviously after that, maybe they had to stop it. But guys, what do you think, Cameron? Do you think?
Did anyone look at Lance Stroll during that entire process?
As in like what? He's on the way to the grid, or just like when he was outside?
Do you know what? The one time I'll tell you is look out for it, right? The one time they always showed Lance Stroll is when he is in the pit and he's chilling and he's got no mask on, because that's when he looks the happiest. He did not look like he wanted to get back on. He was like, rain sound. Never mind. It's okay.
Yeah. Same time next year, lads.
Yeah.
Same time next year, lads.
That doesn't surprise me about Lance Stroll at all, Thandie. Nyasha, to your question though, I think there's a broader question here, and it feels like F1's become overly sanitized, right? Like motorsports inherently is that they are dangerous. You've got to sign a waiver when you go to one. Anything can happen. It's chaos theory. These are the best 20 drivers in the world, in the best racing formula in the world. Let them show how good they are, surely, by putting on dries, full wet inters, whatever, and going out there and racing on a damp track. Like, what do we... Bloody normal. I can't be dealing with the 4-hour races again, Nyasha. It kills me. I've got a Sunday to have.
Yeah, it is a commitment. Mate. As fans, look, some of us have sat through 3 hours of practice, hour of qualifying, a pre-show of an hour and a half, and then a race which goes on for three hours or so. Like, weekend done out, just because, you know, Red Bull didn't even have their tires on 5 minutes to go. These guys, it's just ridiculous. And, you know, Lance, by the way, that Lance Stroll quote is, someone said the other day, yesterday, you know, to your 20 cars quote, someone actually said, these are the 18 best drivers in the world, pointing to Stroll and Latifi, who had little prangs on the way to the grid. I love how Latifi tried to blame the car. The car just didn't turn. You're the one in control of it, brother. I don't know. He's just so bad.
A bad workman, Nyasha, always blames his tools, right? You can't. Come on, Latifi, sort it out, man. To use Nyasha's phrase of quick stop F1 fame, keep it on the black stuff, Nicholas.
Wow,
keep it on the black stuff, mate. For once in your life, for once this season, keep it on the black stuff. So it's not good enough to just be a paid driver now that we've got cost cap and all that good stuff. Keep it on the black stuff, mate.
Yeah, and look, this is like Inception. Now you can see why I jacked it. It sounds so much better when you say it. I love it. Thandie.
Yeah.
Thandie, mate. I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on the stewarding and the FIA? Do you have any thoughts on the FIA as a organisation?
Give it to him, Thandie.
It's the rules that just pop out of nowhere for me, innit? It's the sudden makeup of the rules. Like, it's a bit of a game to them, innit? It's fucking ridiculous.
It is.
Like, I didn't know, like, I was speaking to Paris about this. Like, I didn't know that you could just start a race on a red flag. Is that allowed?
Well, yeah, they can do whatever they want, mate. They can do whatever they want. You know, if you want to
Can they, though?
Can they? As in, what do you mean? And when you say start a race, what do you mean then? Like, as in, do you mean start the race then red flag it, or what do you mean?
I didn't know you were allowed to do that.
Well, obviously you could do a red flag for any reason, but I guess my point is, and I watched the highlights today, right? And it's in terms of like making things up as they go along. The highlights in F1, you know, F1's just like a massive propaganda machine.
Right.
So I watched the highlights, and as someone who, if I didn't watch the race and then I watched the highlights, the way that they cut the commentary makes it sound like the commentators were fully agreeing with what was happening, right? And they basically were like, they've got a bit from Ted's notebook, I think, where he's basically saying the FIA have said that they chose to delay the start and then start the race behind the safety car because they were monitoring a changing weather situation, and there was no wet weather running that weekend, so it would have been dangerous to just let these guys go out into wet conditions. And then but the thing is, the thing that they were monitoring eventually just happened, and it started pissing it down, and then they had to end the race. But if you think that a big rain cloud is going to come, I don't know, just red flag it off the rip. Don't waste laps and fuel going around for no reason. It was giving Spa, I'm not gonna lie. And they're so incompetent. They're so incompetent, and I don't get it.
I liked your comment though about how I don't know what to call them, the marshals.
Yeah, the Monaco marshals.
Yeah, and how quick they were to kind of take away all the damage of Shumi's car, which we can't really say always happens. So I'll give him that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'll give him
And
that.
the thing
Yeah.
is, the Monaco marshals are independent, so it's not even something we can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
How do you know that?
They talk about it. So, I guess because Monaco to go to Cameron, and I'll come to you in a bit, Cameron. Apologies. The Monaco Grand Prix is pretty much like self-regulated. So Monaco have their own sponsorship deals. Monaco have their own race TV director, which is why everyone is always moaning about the race TV direction. And the marshals that are trained in Monaco are trained specifically for the Monaco Grand Prix, essentially. Whereas, like other countries, you can be a volunteer and you might work all over the place really until you get it. But like pretty much, they are there for the Monaco Grand Prix. They kind of like Wimbledon ball boys. They just train them up, and then they're there. So that's why they're so good.
Monaco's giving Vatican City. You know how the Vatican City is a country, but nobody knows why the fuck it actually got its own country.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you know what I mean?
I would, yeah. Well, how did you get that? What? Can we see some paperwork, please? I hear it. I very much hear it. Cameron, before we move on to the race, I guess any thoughts on
rules and
regs? The FIA stewarding. Obviously it came later in the race, but them waving away Ferrari's protest regarding Verstappen crossing the line on exit, pit exit, just seems a bit inconsistent. It just seems a bit.
Just a tad, Nyasha. Just a tad. It feels like 2021 all over again. So extensive is their consistent inconsistency. So if I speak specifically to the pit exit of both Perez and Max Verstappen, by the way, Max especially, right?
Yeah.
So the rule, I want to say it's Article 5C, Chapter 4, Appendix L.
Hey.
Cross the pit exit line on exiting the pits, then you're not allowed to do that, right?
Yeah.
Ferrari protest, and that protest gets thrown out because, and I'm going to paraphrase ever so slightly here, the stewards say that in this case, crossing the line means that a whole wheel needs to cross the line. What do you mean in this case? This is why I get really angry with the whole stewarding and the rules and the regs and the sporting code of conduct, Nyasha and Thandie, because it can't be in this case. Write the rules and the regs in a proper way that everybody can understand. There's millions of new fans that are looking at this and they're like, what are we doing? Just like Thandie alluded to, right? I don't know what this rule is and I don't know how you're enforcing it. And the reason why people are lost is because the rules and the regs aren't clearly written. Where are the definitions? What does cross the line mean, Nyasha? Yeah. Is it one wheel? Is it a bit of a wheel? Is it an entire wheel? Your two front wheels? I don't know what's going on because it's not clearly outlined, and that gives them that wiggle room where they're going to start talking about, in this case, behave yourself, stewards. This is the best formula in the world.
Yeah.
We deserve better as viewers of said formula. It's just not acceptable. 2021 all over again. And Michael Massey, by the way, will be looking at us going like, I told you I needed more infrastructure. I told you that I needed more assistance. I told you I was overworked and underpaid. And right about now, on the 30th of May, 2022, who am I to tell him that he was wrong? Because this looks and feels and smells very much like the consistent inconsistency that we saw, particularly at the back end of the 2021 season.
Look, you're not wrong, but it's still fuck that guy. Give a fuck. Might be right. I'm not going to say it. So let's get into the race. And quickly, before we go into stars and donkeys, I think there's a good discussion to be had around Ferrari and Red Bull strategies, which essentially decided the race, right? Thandie, did Ferrari do a bad job? Or,
yes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Don't ask me no stupid questions.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no maybe. This isn't anything we can actually even blame on Charles as a bozo gene. This is genuinely down to Ferrari. They fucked it. They fucked it. As we were saying on our beams, they were giving it to them on a plate, a royal plate, a nice place. The dinner table was set. And what did they do? They just went,
yeah. You know what I mean? They tried to do that trick where you take the dishcloth out without the fucking plate, and then they just yanked it. They yanked the whole fucking plate off.
Exactly. They fucked it. Like, honestly, it's so embarrassing. The whole party's looking at them crazy. Everybody's talking about, oh my God, did you see what happened earlier? Oh my God.
No, that's cool. I've got
it's
it on
embarrassing.
Instagram. It's fine.
Did you get him record? Yeah.
It's on Snapchat.
I just felt really sorry for Charles, because like he was in the lead, wasn't he? And at one point he got a good distance away from everyone, and then wham bam, quick ting. I'll tell you one thing though, it was a good day for Sainz, because Sainz, as per usual, was like, I was right. You people should have listened to me. This is why I am the second driver. And after such a past 2 weeks of just questioning if we really like Carlos Sainz, I guess we do actually quite like him. He's all right, isn't he?
He's all right. He's a good egg. I think a good point that Thandie makes there is Carlos's insistence that the right choice was to go to dries, right? And I think I tweeted maybe around, I don't know, I can't remember, but pretty early into the stint that, okay, if you're not on intermediates now, you have to go straight to dry tires. Like, that is, because if you go into, I guess, I guess Perez made that work, he had a couple of laps, but I think there's circumstances which allowed him to be able to execute that strategy. But Cameron, how ballsy of it, I guess, was it of Sainz to insist on going straight to dries? And I guess does it point to kind of failures within the Ferrari strategy? And I guess how good were Red Bull as well in executing their strategies?
So I think Red Bull usually nail it, but this time drop the ball with Max Verstappen.
Oh, okay.
I think as far as apex predator of strategies here, Carlos Sainz, you guys have both nailed it. Carlos Sainz was the one. Do one stop, delay ever so slightly, do the overcut or whatever they're calling it, and come in straight and put the white labeled slick tires on. I don't know. I want to call them all out for being a bit SH1T, if I'm honest. They were all a bit risk averse in their strategies, all iffing and butting and kind of like delaying. Yeah. And my guy Pitty wins a talk to it, and he's an old head, right? What happened to the old days when you had more drivers like Sainz who are capable and prepared to push back on a noddy strategy? Don't do that, guys. Why didn't Charles Leclerc, as an example, say, you know what, that I'm not coming in for Inters now. Inters was 5 laps ago. How about we stay out and do what Carlos is doing? Where is the constructive pushback? And it feels like we haven't got enough drivers of that kind of yesteryear mindset that will challenge and suggest something else, right? It's just it's a very different F1 in 2022, Nyasha and Thandie.
You know, in school, when you'd get into trouble, right? Or like, you guys, I don't know if you guys were part of like a group of naughty kids, right? Oh, yeah. So if someone got into trouble, like they'd all call all of yous in.
They call us, yeah.
They'd call yous all in, and like your mum would turn to you and be like, if I found out you're involved, wait till we get home. Do you know what I feel? That's how I feel right now with like Mercedes. I'm like, did you influence Ferraris? If I find out you're involved, at the Ferrari, because I don't want anyone turning around and saying the Ferrari team have been hanging out with our kid, and that is why their strategy is off. I don't want to hear that. Do you mean? Yeah. If I find out you're involved.
They were all off and they were all rubbish. I mean, once you see Pierre Gasly on the Inters nailing purples and tracking as near as makes no difference Charles Leclerc's times at the front, that's when of course, then you've got to know to go and put in inters, but everybody dragged their heels, dilly-dallied. Yeah. Let's have a think about it and make a decision by executive committee. Make a decision, even if that's the wrong decision. Sometimes we all know you've got to make a decision and just go with it. And all of those teams up and down the grid were just like, let's have a think. Oh, is that what you think? Maybe, maybe not. And by that time, the strategy's morphed into one stopping and going straight for the slicks.
Yeah. Speaking of strategy, Lewis Hamilton did not have a good race this weekend.
No, he did not. But I'm glad we can now comfortably say it.
I'm not blaming Lewis himself.
It might not be his fault, but it's taken quite a lot of steps for us to get to this point where we can say Lewis Hamilton did not have a good race.
Oh, you guys are blasphemous. Am I going to have to be the defender of it? Go on, you guys get your arguments out first, and then I will defend Lewis Hamilton valiantly.
No, as will I. I guess what I'm saying is, this season's fucking horrible, bruv. This season is not pleasant. Lewis is very unlucky in qualifying with the Sainz and Perez crash. So that didn't help. He was faster than George all weekend and most likely would have qualified ahead of him if he'd finished his lap. And then, it's a different race from there. I don't know what strategy they were doing with pitting him on inters far too late and then pitting him again, obviously, for dries straight after, and George gets to go straight to dries, and there's that, and then obviously he gets held up by Ocon, obviously, and then you've got the whole Fernando Alonso madness. But what does this season hold for Hamilton right now? He is, I think, I'm just going to hazard a guess and say he's about 50 points off the lead currently.
And the rest, 75?
75, I think. Jesus Christ.
Thandie's laughing. What's funny, Thandie?
No, because guys, you guys obviously haven't gone through the Thandie therapy trial. I am over it. I am at peace with oneself. I can laugh about it. Do you know what I mean?
You're in the acceptance part of the 5 stages.
I'm at Zen. I'm Zen.
Whereas I'm in denial right now. I can't accept it.
He's in bitter denial right now. And do you know what? One day you two can be like me. Just
I love that laugh.
Get to that Thandie level of Bushido and Zen when I grow up. No, absolutely. I'm gonna have to defend Lewis. I think you did a half decent job there, Nyasha, of defending Lewis Hamilton's honor.
Cheer me up. I'm sad right now, bro.
Watch this.
I'm real sad.
Go on then. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate as far as Lewis Hamilton's concerned. He hasn't had a great season today, right? But there were a lot of underlying. Let's not just do this recency bias, newfangled drive to survive fan, looking at the outcomes only. Everything that you just spoke to there, Nyasha, is that's the nuance of the narrative. So if you look at Monaco specifically, listen, he was on for a decent lap and then red flagged, super unlucky. Although you might want to argue, that this happens at Monaco. So front load your quickest laps, get a banker in potentially. I don't know who's.
And I did see all the cars going out at the same time. I did think.
Exactly. So I think he was a bit unlucky there, but maybe some of that was his fault. Plus, what a Mercedes playing at again with that strategy. Lewis needs to start overruling them without compunction. Push the button on that constructive pushback and challenge Lewis, because these guys are just going on with nonsense, dilly-dallying with the inters. Pierre Gasly's all the information that you needed to see, right? If he's doing purple, get everybody.
He's overtaking people.
Killing it around Monaco, Nyasha, no less. However, I will say this. They did predict rain 20 minutes after the time when Gasly first went. So that's the only caveat there. But nevertheless, man, sometimes you got to take a gamble on knowledge, known variables. I mean, Is there 100% risk of rain in 20 minutes? Not really.
No.
But are we 100% certain that Gasly's killing it on these inters? Yes. So why don't we just get on these inters? So I think there are these sub notes that you have to include in the Lewis Hamilton narrative. And listen, in longer form, do I doubt for a second that he's going to nail George Russell over the remaining 17 Grand Prix or however much is left? Absolutely not. I think he can. And I'm not having this second driver business. Lewis Hamilton's second driver, behave.
I didn't call him a second driver. Don't start that narrative.
I'm not saying
that. They really do be coming for me. Okay.
I'm by no means, Thandie, am I directing that at you, but we all know and have heard that narrative that Lewis has only won 7 championships because he was in the quickest car. Look what George is doing to him now. Well, let's reconvene after race 22 and let's assess this in longer form, because Lewis Hamilton, when he's ready, we know there's never been a peddler in history that can talk to Lewis Hamilton when he's in the mood. So let's not do that, man.
Thank you so much.
Nyasha.
Yeah.
How did Ocon do?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I was just on another podcast. Big up Black AF1 podcast. I was just on their podcast, yeah, and I said whenever I mention Esteban Ocon, yeah, I get it in the neck. But why am I getting it in the neck for Esteban Ocon for defending his place? Let's get out Fernando Alonso.
I didn't say anything. I just said, Nyasha, how did Ocon
do? You're loading questions at me for my boy.
For my boy. You know what I mean?
For my boy. No, you know what? Yeah.
Right.
He fucked our race. And he would have been higher, ironically, if his teammate wasn't a prick. Fernando Alonso was going around at speeds that I think Charles Leclerc was going faster in Niki Lauda's car from 1970 than Fernando Alonso was going. Daniel Ricciardo.
No, but don't say that because Lewis couldn't overtake Fernando Alonso. So
no, I'm just saying.
That's contradictory to what we've just been saying.
I'm saying that Monaco, because he was going that fast around Monaco, it held up everyone's fucking race, didn't it? But it did. Ocon had a 5-second penalty, which if he could have done something about it, it would have been better for him if Fernando Alonso was going quicker. But Fernando was just thinking about his race. I just wanted to point out that Fernando Alonso was going so slow. Daniel Ricciardo said that when he won in 2018 with 25 brake horsepower less, or 25% less brake horsepower, he was going quicker than Fernando Alonso was going.
Madness.
On Sunday. And at some point, again, you shouldn't be able to do that on a race circuit. And it just goes back to my point of Monaco's dusted. Let's get rid of it. But yes, Ocon did not have a great race and he fucked Lewis Hamilton's race. And, I'll make sure that I don't mention him on this podcast ever again.
But Nyasha, wait there, Nyasha and Thandie. Did he? I think we're laying blame at the wrong person here for effing up Lewis Hamilton's race. Did Mercedes? Okay, this is where I'm going to curse Mercedes now. Did Mercedes not see that a pit stop takes 19 seconds around Monaco? If we pit Lewis Hamilton now, where's he going to come out? Let's have a look at the track layout and the radar. Oh, he's going to come out behind the slowest guy currently on the grid. Defensive Meister Esteban Ocon around a track that you can't pass around. Why don't we, as an example, not pit Lewis Hamilton now? I don't know if that's Ocon's fault more than Mercedes and.
Oh no, I think the blame lies.
We're working on it.
It lies at Mercedes' door for sure, but no, for sure. I don't. There's nothing more I can say about Mercedes' strategy team that I've not already said every week on this podcast. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again. Like I've literally, was it Imola when we were saying, why are they not bringing Lewis in? Why are they not looking at the lap times Ricciardo was doing? It is the same thing. We are literally, the lesson has not been learned. 4 races later. Are you guys thick? I don't understand. You're smart people, but you're making stupid decisions. And it's pissing me
you guys are giving my podcast partner blood pressure, high BP. Like he can't take it.
I'm gonna keel over because I cannot. Woos. I'm just gonna rub my ears. Woos. Woos. I just honestly.
But okay, all right. But on that subject,
yeah,
we might as well just go into our donkeys.
Okay, straight into it. We are gonna have some stars because we're not the hating podcast. We uplift. We also uplift.
We uplift.
We uplift. We don't just drag. Woosa. We love you, drivers. Sebastian Vettel, I love you. And so forth. Big up the Vettel fans. I love you, man. I love you, man. You man want to quote tweet me into oblivion. You want to send me racist abuse? Send it. I'll still say what I have to say. Anyway, look, that's not the point. Woosa. Woosa. Thandie, donkey of the day.
Ferrari strategy team. Fucked it. You're absolutely fucked it, lad. This could have been something.
You know they fucked it when the extra scouse comes out. It's like
fucked it. You bottled it.
Love that.
You bottled it. You fucked it. It could have been something, but it weren't that.
Speaking of,
we actually could have debunked a myth, because a lot of people have been speculating that Charles can't finish a race, and we were like, maybe this time he might finish a race. You guys could be mythbusters. You just fucked that contract. You just bottled it. So for that reason, and then honestly, normally I'm quick to be like, do you know what, Charles? You know, the way that he just thinks, sometimes he gets a little bit of a spark in him. But there's actually no defense on this one. Nothing. So for that reason, Ferrari.
Cam, you need to.
Sorry, Cam, you were gonna say?
Yeah.
I was going to banter you a bit, Thandie, and saying, speaking of bottled it, was there any football over the weekend? I don't really watch football. I heard there was a big final and a red
Nyasha,
team.
Get him off my podcast. Nyasha, get him off. Get him off.
I'm sorry, Thandie. Right. I apologise. Too soon, Cameron. Too soon. Donkey of the weekend.
You know what? It's been a really hard weekend for me. Okay.
Thandie, they should have won. They would have bet. They would have bet a team.
It's been the worst.
Oh yeah, tell us. I mean, this is a slight diversion, but you had an interesting date, did you not? Someone who was really
went on a date.
Yeah.
So as you guys know, I don't really date because I don't like to leave my house, and honestly, I can't be bothered to speak to anyone because you're boring as fuck. But I decided, I was hungry.
Yeah, a man cannot live on bread alone.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
I'd already cooked as well. I'd made lamb, and then I got a text saying, "Have you eaten?"
Oh, it's a good way.
Have I eaten?
That's a good one.
It's a great chat up line.
Have I eaten?
Yeah.
I said no. And then I got a text saying "Okay, get ready. I'll come pick you up."
Ooh.
So yeah.
Okay, promising.
Don't worry, I don't mess with I don't mess with bozos. That's one thing about me.
Carry on telling the story.
Well, and then so I tweeted that this guy started to recite Robin Mugabe lyrics to me.
For those who don't know, Thandie and I are Zimbabwean, and Robin Mugabe is the now deceased former dictator of our country, who basically ran our country into ruin. He's a few war crimes in there, genocide. It was so yeah, he has his fans, for the older generation, and there were a broken clock is right twice a day. There's a couple of things where I was like, maybe I do understand that, but overall, he is not a nice person. And just if you ever, just a word of advice, if you ever meet someone from Zimbabwe, if you're ever going on a date with someone from Zimbabwe, if you're lucky enough to do that, just don't quote Bob. Leave that one. Don't quote Bob Mugabe. Just leave that one to the side. Just be like, oh, Zimbabwe, isn't that where Victoria Falls is? Something like that. Something light touch. Light touch. Don't go in with the Bob Mugabe quotes.
Slight plot twist, though.
Ooh.
Slight plot twist. Plot twist.
Yeah.
When I was 4 odd, This was when I was in Zim.
Yeah.
I went to a Hebrew nursery school, so I was actually Hebrew for the first 5 years of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had this like project where they were like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I actually said a dictator. So there is actually a piece of artwork that my father has of me. Thandie, age 5. When I grow up, I want to be a dictator.
How the fuck did you know what a dictator was? That is incredible.
I think I was a weird kid.
Higher learning, Thandie. Thandie, can I ask you a question about your date?
Go on.
Was his name LL Cool J of Wolfpack Performance fame?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Fine. All right. Sorry. I'll leave that alone.
That's a married man. That's a married man.
I heard he was in London. I thought I'd ask you the question.
Look at this. Look how
he's in London.
Look at her blushing. What's wrong with you, mum? Stand up. What is going on here? No, he's.
Did you say he's in London?
No,
anyway, that's neither here or there.
No, he's not in London. He is in America.
Yeah, I'm not excited. No, who cares? Anyway,
sorry to disappoint you.
Back to the race.
Donkey of the
day. You know what? All my boyfriends probably listen to this podcast and just think, this bitch. So sorry.
Well, yeah,
Everything
first is finding out that there's multiple of them just now. I love it. You know what?
Correct him, Thandie. Not concurrently. That
yeah.
Not concurrently.
Not concurrently. Just let's just say
that. About.
No, yeah. Sorry, that's my mind because I'm
past tense.
Yeah, past tense. Boyfriends in the past that you have had on their own singularly.
Singularly.
Don't stand for that, Thandie. You see litigator Nyasha there trying to wrap you up and do the loaded question on it. Yeah, don't do that.
Trust me, that's crazy.
Don't do that, Nyasha.
Yeah.
Donkey the day.
I'm a one man woman only.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, donkey of the day. Yeah. So the Ferraris. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ferrari
with roll bars and everything. Here we go for mine very quickly, Nyasha, if I can.
Yeah, sure.
Mick Schumacher, only because, listen, I love Mick. He's starting to crash a bit too frequently now. And then all I can hear from Haas at the moment is talk about cost cap. Yeah, the cost 140 million cost cap's okay. We'll manage that. Well, you carry on crashing cars, Mr. Schumacher, and your team is going to struggle to show up to like the latter half of the races, right? You're going to smash that cost cap 140 million with inflation. Behave yourself, FIA. So yeah, donkey of the day goes out to Mick Schumacher and Haas for talking all this breeze about how cost cap is small fry to them and they're going to nail it.
Can I?
Haas.
You want to talk about cost cap, right?
Have that.
Sorry, Thandie, you go. Let me not interrupt you. Okay.
I was gonna say Haas have that Sheen car. That's all I was gonna say. Their car's from Sheen.
Their cars. Someone was it you or someone else was like, why when that car crashes, boy oh boy, does that car fall to pieces?
Yeah, it's from Sheen.
Yeah, 70% off. I saw the
transformer settings.
I feel like, you know what? I'm actually going to say no, because them transformer things, they're going to battle and that, not a scratch. The Haas, look, I have put this conversation off for far too long, okay? I've put it off for, Thandie will back me up. I was saying last season around fucking like Imola, I was like, hang about, this guy is crashing a lot, okay? And I got told, it's his first season. The car's a death trap to drive. He's putting a minute on Mazepin. Okay, well, what's going on? Let's talk.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was the ability to be able to hide behind Mazepin. Now he's gone. Wagwan.
Let's talk about Mick Schumacher. Okay, I need to talk about him because I'm not happy. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think he's a 2-pack of ass. And you know, that's how bad I'm saying it, because I put it in an American accent to really get over. Not even ass.
Old ass.
That was a 2-pack of ass.
2-pack of ass. Hear me good, nigga. I made a double down. That shit was a 2-pack of ass. Okay. I'm sick and tired of this guy crashing. No, it is enough. Bro, if Latifi spins every race, we're like, Latifi's got to go. He's got to go. Mick Schumacher has been crashing for a year and a half now. At what point do we just say, why does this guy keep crashing? Why is he losing to Kevin Magnussen, who was off? He wasn't doing good enough for the grid last year. He's come back in, no testing, and he's doing better than Mick. I'm sorry. That cannot right. You're not telling me Kevin Magnussen is the second coming of Christ and he's so good that he can just step into a car and he can do it. Kevin Magnussen, as proven by his antics in Barcelona last week, is not. I'm not going to say, hey, he's good. He's good. He's not top 10. Okay? He's not top 10. So he shouldn't be. But that just shows Mick ain't even top 5 or top 15. He's not even top 15. He is one of the 5 worst drivers on the grid. Easily. And look, I put my 5 worst drivers on the grid on Twitter and that got us into a lot of fucking trouble. So I'm not going to say one of them, Vettel, but you've got Latifi, Stroll, who went off to read Architecture Digest when he was out of the car because anything other than Formula One. Guan Yu Zhou, Mick. And Guan Yu Zhou is a rookie, so I'm not even like, we're judging him a bit too early. He's had some unlucky, reliability issues or whatever. But Mick.
I'd really, really like to emphasize that, yeah.
Mick, Stroll.
He's a young bird.
He's a young bird. Mick, Stroll, and Latifi are 3 bad drivers. And I'm putting Mick in that category now.
Danny Rick will be creeping into that anytime soon as well, Nyasha. And by the way, let me just caveat all of what we're saying, all of this Mick Schumacher slander with this. Happy that he walked away from the incident healthy and safe.
Yeah,
without
that's what I wanted to say.
You're mollycoddling this guy. He is fine.
No,
he walks out of the car.
Listen to me. It just does not sit right in my morals to put someone who has been in a crash as a donkey, because we must be respectful that he is safe and sound and unharmed.
What's happened to this podcast? No, what's happened, Jen? The endorsements have come in. We've got soft, bruv. We've gone soft. Next album, we're recording it in a dirty basement in Brooklyn. We're not recording the album in Jamaica next time, okay? All right? No more of that shit. We need to go back to our roots. The guy walked out from the crash. Sorry. He walked out. I'm not going soft. If this look, I can't even repeat what you said about Grosjean a few weeks ago. And he was in a much worse crash.
I know. I thought about that in the shower. The other day. And I said, "Oh my god, I actually said that."
Yeah, I can't even repeat it. I had to cut it. So Mick was fine. And look, obviously Cameron, I take it, and I'm respectful. Cameron, as the voice of reason, tell me. Oh man, that's so funny. Tell me why I shouldn't be going in on Mick right now. And I'll admit, that might have sounded very harsh what I said, but I'm looking at a driver who, at this point in time, doesn't seem to be learning from mistakes. And there's only so far nepotism can get you.
Oh.
And okay, he has had a good junior career. He's won. I think he won F3, he won F2, both in the second seasons, by the way, I will add. And there is a little bit of Prima tax there and a little bit of, I don't know, there are some conspiracy theories about that. Let's not get into it. But, we could get into it. But, tell me, with all that information, why am I going too hard on Mick? Am I going too hard on Mick? Why should I give Mick more time than he's already had? Season.
Oh, mate, you're killing me over here. Listen, it's his 3rd season in F1, first and foremost. Let's not do the recency bias. What have you done for me lately type stuff. Give the dude time. He's no longer a rookie, granted, but he's shown flashes, right, Nyasha? We have to say that he's been inconsistent also, much like the FIA stewards. Not to mention the Schumacher name. You talked about the F2 and F3 accolades, but listen, he's got the Schumacher name, Nyasha. And how, if we're going to talk about romanticism, how nice would it be? How good a feel-good story would it be? Thandie's like, what are you on about,
Cameron?
How good of a feel-good story would it be?
No, do you know what, Cameron?
Schumacher wins an F1 championship at some point.
Do you know what it is, Cameron? I knew you were going to go down that road, and I didn't want to be the person to kind of say it's a Schumacher name, but it is. But at the same time, somebody said it in it. I didn't say it, but that person is right in it. Do you know what I
mean? let me tell you now,
yeah.
Michael Schumacher.
Because we know the sport runs on dynasty, legacy. Do you know what I mean? And it's a strong name. It's like no one's trying to fight a Mayweather. Nobody's trying to fight a Holyfield. Sneeze.
I can't. It won't come out. Sorry.
All right. Why is you sneezing, Nyasha? Let me just say this very quickly. There are worse in 2022. There are worse reasons. You want to mute that, Nyasha, before you have to edit out bare things. There are worse things that have gotten worse drivers into F1. With how many pay drivers mentioned they no names? Nicholas Latifi, Zhou Guan Yu. You're right, Nyasha. Get in there. I hate those ones. They're just linger.
I know, they're ones that just continue.
Placeholder sneezes. They're kind of tentative.
You know, it's letting me know that it's just checked in.
Yeah.
It'll call me for room service, sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on, Cameron.
Get it out. No, I was just going to say the worst reasons to be in F1, whether that's pay driver. I mean, the Schumacher name, Schumacher was one of the goats just behind Sir Lewis Hamilton. Like, you got to give Mick. I think it'll come good. Just have patience, bear with, and have a little bit of faith. Mick's got a lot of promises. No, let's not put his name in there with Nicholas Latifi and co. That's disrespectful.
I'll have a bet with you right now.
Let's go.
I don't think that Mick Schumacher will have a better F1 career than Lance Stroll. I said it.
Oh, wait. That's actually quite an interesting debate.
Let me tell you that right now.
Who's going to have?
That's a pole position Lance Stroll has.
Fake.
Well, look, we've got a fake champion. So I don't know what you want me to do here. He's got a pole position. He's got 2 podiums. 3 podiums? Or 2? 2 or 3. All I'm saying is Stroll is someone that wasn't that good. Probably has what I would say a similar trajectory, junior categories wise, to Mick. Came in, has been given all the time in the world, will be given all the time in the world because his dad's never going to sack him. So Lance Stroll could be there until he retires. You know how mad that is, right? When any other team would have kicked him out 3 years ago.
It's not that mad. It's not that mad when you look at Alonso.
Oh.
Neither there. Anyway, continue.
So all I'm saying is Lance Stroll is an example of someone who I think whose credentials and ceiling is not that high, who has been given time to cut out mistakes. Lance Stroll has crashes. Lance Stroll doesn't look in his mirrors when he turns in. So for me, I think Mick will be that kind of driver. I think that's the career he's destined for, and he'll always be given the opportunity. You're free to rebuttal that.
Ugh. I just can't. There's nothing. You've articulated your point really well there, Nash, and your reasoning and your fundamentals underlying are sound. There's nothing for me to rebuttal with. You've nailed it, Nasha. However, don't put me. How dare you put me, not having it, Nasha? How very dare you even mention the Schumacher name in the same sentence as Stroll? You want to behave yourself, mate? Have a word, Nasha. I'm not having that at all.
That's very, very disrespectful.
In the words of Blueface, I'm finna get disrespectful in this motherfucker. Look, I'm sorry, okay? You know what? I've been keeping it in for a long time. I've got a friend of the show who listens who wouldn't let me start my MICK agenda, but they've realised now that it's time. He needs to do better. But look, let's wrap that in a bow, tie it, gone. My donkey of the day, real quick. I'm gonna give it. Look, if it's not gonna be the Mercedes strategy team, I've got nothing to say to those guys anymore. You do it. I'm not even angry. I'm disappointed. My donkey of the day is Nico Rosberg. I'm done with this guy. I don't care if I never get on Sky Sports. I've got things to say today. This guy is bitter, okay? And not even bitter. You know what? I don't even think he's bitter. That narrative is a funny narrative, but I think that Nico Rosberg knows that he is most loved and most popular when he speaks about Lewis and when he speaks in a negative way about Lewis. And there have just been instances last weekend where I just thought he was deliberately trying to spread misinformation. He got told on air, Lewis has said that they're running different setups and his setups are different, and that's why there has been a divergence in pace. And Nico Rosberg goes, oh no, that's not true. That's not true at all. They've got equal setups. It's just like, what are you talking about? Then he had and then throughout the weekend he was making little barbs on his Instagram or YouTube. Someone was like, don't curse Charles, because when you back people to win, they have bad races. Like, oh yeah, okay, then I want Lewis to win. And then at the end of the footage on the race, he was like, I've just seen Lewis get into a boat with 8 bodyguards. And it was like, there's one bodyguard and Angela. And it's just like, you're hate in your heart. You've got real hate in your heart. I don't when he's not talking about Lewis, really good insight, tells it like it is. But when he's talking about Lewis, it is just unbearable viewing. And maybe it's
you're tired of him.
I'm tired of him, Thandie. I'm just,
you're over him.
I was never under him, but I don't like him.
Yeah.
I just don't like him. He's a prick. Any thoughts on Nico Rosberg quickly, and then just move on to stars.
I would agree.
Fever dream innit? Fever dream about Lewis, fever dream about that championship, fever dream about the McLaren days innit? Do you know what I mean? Hot sweats and all that. Wakes up sweating.
Not
a lot can be said on that one.
Yeah, you know what? Not much to add, Nyasha, about Nico. Although he's a very good colour commentator. Whenever Martin Brundle hangs up his mic, I'm looking to see Nico in that position permanently, right? Because he's the best one that they've got, even though he does like to talk a lot of smack about Lewis Hamilton. They clearly don't like each other, but it's a bit of a paradox, right? Because he's also incentivized to big up Lewis Hamilton since he was the last one that beat Lewis Hamilton without any caveats or asterisks. So it's a weird one. I was going to say, Nyasha,
it's a weird one.
It is a very weird one, right? I was going to say, Nyasha, I was paying particular attention to Sky F1 broadcast more broadly this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like somebody had a word and asked them to put more balance on the Lewis Hamilton discourse.
I did notice that. I did notice that. I did. Sorry, carry on, Cameron.
Kept on doing it, mate. Just that, really. Crofty in particular, yeah. But what we need to say about Lewis is X, Y, and Z. I was like, where's that been for the past 5-6 races? What are we talking? Why now? Though I'm not complaining. I'm just there is a bit of a paradigm shift in the way they're covering the Lewis and George stuff. Happy to caveat and tell the full story with footnotes and subnotes and all, whereas there haven't been. So I noticed something change.
It is strange because we've always called them out for their coverage of Lewis, and we did it a lot last season and nothing changed. So it is curious as to why. Maybe it's just they don't want to kick a man when he's down, kind of thing. But yeah, I did notice that for sure. I had nothing to add. It was strange, but one thing I would just want to add quickly. Thandie, I think you should apply for Martin Brundle's grid walk job. Okay.
You see, that is my dream job already. We already know that.
I think you need to apply for Martin Brundle's grid walk job.
Do you know what? That could have been.
There you, Nyasha.
Enough. No. Okay, maybe not. Okay.
Don't say That could have been the job application, and
Oh,
and then it was like,
oh, right, okay.
yeah, we see her, and then now it's screaming.
We'll be okay. We'll beep that part. That part has been beeped.
Right.
But the sentiment stands.
Okay, what I will say is, take two. I don't think Martin Brundle enjoys the grid walk. He even said in a tweet.
He hates it.
He said in the tweet after Miami, he said, I hate doing the grid walks, but they seem to have defined my media career for the past 25 years and, whatever, this, that, and the other. And, he seems to be, every time now when someone says they don't want to talk to him, he just seems to take it so fucking personally. And it's just like, brother. And then that starts a conversation. And what I've noticed now, I think before social media, it would happen and no one really gave a shit. But now it happens and people just get really unhappy about, it was a woman who's in Bridgerton, Simone, I can't remember her surname.
The stunning one, the gorgeous one, guys.
Hey! Let me tell you right now, she is incredible.
Simone Ashley or
Simone
Ashley Simone, I don't know which way.
Yeah. Oh yes, I think it's Ashley Simone. Yeah, she is
fitting. Hey,
she is hot. She is hot.
Leng.
Leng, peng, a ting. So I just think let's get someone on there. One, I think, who would be more comfortable and maybe a bit more approachable for some of these younger stars who are on the grid now. And I think someone with the energy, someone who wants to do it, and someone who could take Martin's legacy of the grid walk and take it into the 21st century. I know that it started before the 21st. Did it start? Yeah, it did. But no, it didn't. But
get in, Thandie.
So yeah. Oh wow. You really
style pun them.
So I think you do a good job of it. And I just wanted to make it.
Thank you.
I just think.
Nasha, I need to come back.
That is actually my dream job.
Come back on it, because I know you've got thoughts on it. Because you wanna protect Martin.
Martin's my guy. Firstly, Nasha, how dare you? How very dare you take Martin Brundle's name in vain? You should be ashamed of yourself as a long-term F1 fan. How very dare you? Martin means more to us than that. He's done nothing to deserve those vicious adjectives that just came out your mouth. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. All joking aside, let me say this about the celebrity thing. So I think Megan Thee Stallion asking her to do some freestyle raps or what? Oh, Megan Thee Stallion, a freestyle rapper, that was tone deaf and completely off the mark. So I think that was a different circumstance to what we saw at Monaco. And even then, Megan spoke very briefly and said, "Oh no, I haven't got any freestyle raps today." And moved on. There you go. And moved it on swiftly, and then the security guard. So I don't think Megan necessarily came off too bad off the back of that exchange. She looked like a human, not overly caught up with the celebrity, didn't really want to talk, wasn't on it, but whatever, chalked that up to the game. You see what happened at Monaco, Nasha? As a diehard F1 fan, I don't want to be asset stripped like a venture capitalist. Here's what I mean by that. These celebrities turn up to the race, cool, they've been invited by Red Bull, hospitality settings, all that good stuff, probably been paid a bit of sponsorship, cool, fine and dandy. Us lot over here, we've been watching this sport all our lives, right? To not talk to Martin Brundle, who is, by the way, some of our heroes, again, another dude that we've been watching all our life, 100%. To not, watch this, Nasha, to not even talk to him is an effing disrespect. He said, look at me doing the old Toto Wolf. F you. Genuinely, it gets me a bit upset. It's a disrespect to delegate out the talking to of Martin Brundle to your PA over here because you don't want to do any television. Wait, there you're on Netflix. Look, what are you talking about? So I just feel like these celebrities okay, so for example, Pharrell and DJ Khaled, they don't know anything outside of Lewis Hamilton. And it was clear when they started talking, but at the very least they spoke. You are, okay, so you're a celebrity, but you are also a human being. What is this about? You're not entitled to talk to me. You're a human being. Humility costs nothing. So I just get a little bit, yeah, she's very good looking and whatever, but I don't know how she just, but can you imagine she just spoke, Nyasha, and just said, listen, I'm here on behalf of Red Bull. Don't really know that much about F1, but I'm here to enjoy the spectacle. What happened to that? How about that, Simone Ashley? Like, I just
you know
find
what it is. At the same time, even though people will come in and they'll be invited by like a sponsorship or like a drinks or whatever, I don't think the likes of those who have never been to Formula One actually even know what Formula One actually is. They just know it's Lewis Hamilton and a bunch of cars that go around. They don't actually know the concept of the grid walk. They don't know that it's live television. They don't know that Sky Sports streams to the US, the UK, and the majority of Europe. So when they're approached by Martin, they don't know who he is. He's not Jimmy Kimmel. He's not Trevor Noah. He's Martin Brundle, who the majority of Americans don't even have a clue. Yeah, like respectfully, they don't know him. That's what it is. If it was, and if so, he'll be saying you're live on Sky F1, what the fuck's that? I don't know what that is. I have ESPN. It doesn't mean anything. So there is that level. Again, it just brings up the conversation of there is that level. There is that level of miscommunication, and I think that further emphasizes the need to bring the grid walk to a modern day channel if we are gonna keep the concept of bringing Formula One to a modern day audience.
Thandie, albeit pitching. Let's go, Thandie.
Albeit, this is kind of almost the argument of keeping tracks like Monaco. They're classics. Martin Brundle's a classic, but sometimes you have to put your classic cars in the garage and you start using the Porsches.
Put the cover on and just let it rest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, put it in a case. Let everyone see it.
Bring it out.
Keep it as a memory.
Oh, is that the classic car? Yeah. Don't really take that out anymore, though.
Oh, look, my gosh. Take the old horses out to pasture. Nyasha, will I just say this last one thing on this because it's killing me? It feels a lot like I did the venture capitalist analogy, which I don't think that's quite what I'm on about. It feels like cultural appropriation. We've held this sport close to our hearts all this time, and you want to just rock up and enjoy yourself at the Monaco Grand Prix, the best of them in terms of their spectacle, without even knowing or having watched a single lap of quali or free practice or race. Behave yourself. I'm not having that.
Do you not think to that point, Cameron, I don't doubt it. And look, me and you are the same. You know, we watched every session.
Older. Huh?
I'm older. I'm older, Thandie.
You can't be on here chastising people for calling me uncle last week and then get on here and start making fun of me for being old. You're fucking mad.
I'm joking.
About 20 years, Nyasha.
You guys aren't old. Okay, you guys aren't old. But I guess you do belong. What I do want to say is you guys do belong to a completely different
genre. We're a different genre of human being.
Museum settings. Thanks, Thandie.
Cheers, mate. Not even to be like, I'm a Gen Z. I believe in,
the crusty millennials.
Keeping it going. Right. You guys are millennials. Yeah. And albeit my aesthetic is at millennial, I'm a Gen Z. So that's why you probably think the same, innit? But we now need you millennials and the boomers need to now recognize that, this is the future. We need to move with the times. Because God forbid, that same way everyone's like, if you were to pass away, your job replacement would be there by Monday.
Which means to say, so I think
don't know where I was going with that.
I think Thandie, what you're alluding to there, if I can finish off your point for you, is that they need to have a succession plan in place that speaks to Gen Z and the next generation of fan base that Netflix have done so well in accessing.
Bars,
Yeah,
You know?
you're 100% right. And Thandie, you're right. And Cameron, you're right. I think for me, I just want to say, Cameron, I know you have the best intentions and what you're saying is right. And I know this isn't maybe what you feel, but it can sound some of the conversations around it can sound a little bit like hateration. I'm not gonna lie. It can sound like you're hating from outside of the club because you can't get in. And people with privilege to be on the grid, unless they are told, and look, until there's an etiquette sent down from FOM or F1 to teams, say, if you are giving people if you're giving someone a grid pass, they run the risk of being spoken to by Martin Brundle or whatever country on the grid. It is a requirement that you open yourself up to interviews for the benefit of FOM and whatever. If you do not do so, the team are liable for a fine of X amount of money, and then they'll be careful about who they bring. Do they like F1? Are they going to talk? Unless they
you can't fine someone for not wanting to talk.
Not finding the person, finding the team who invited them. Like, not finding the actual person, I know. All I'm saying is, until they start policing it, they have every right to not talk to Martin Brundle. I'm sorry.
There is ways. They have every right to not talk to Martin Brundle. However, if it's a case of you want people to speak on the grid, you should not be allowed on the grid if you aren't going to talk, because that's
nothing long.
That's what
gonna happen. Long.
Yeah. And by the way, Nyasha, that clause is already in place. The Brundle clause was effected post Megan Thee Stallion debacle, right?
Wasn't that a rumor though?
No,
Martin Brundle said that there was no rules that.
Really, I thought it was an actual thing. I believe the hype. I don't know though, bro. I see what you're saying on the hateration thing, Nyasha, but for me personally, steal your praise, if Simone, Ashley, Bridgerton, Lead, or whoever had just spoken to Martin, but I really wouldn't have a problem. So for me personally, it's not born out of jealousy or hateration. I don't really care who's on the grid. But if you're going to disrespect my guy, Martin Brundle, by not even talking to him, human decency is free, Nyasha. And whether you're a celebrity or not, you guys have met celebrities before. When you meet Lewis Hamilton, the one thing that everybody has to say, he comes across as so humble. And I think that's a gift there. I'm not attracted to celebrities that are just like all high and mighty. Don't even talk to me over here. You working class, you are urchin dregs of the. I'm not having it. The celebrity doesn't entitle you to not be a human being and not have very normal morals and sense of common decency. What, you can't talk to Martin Brundle? What, because you are in Bridgerton? Behave yourself. Not having it, Nyasha. Talk to him, Talk to him. Behave yourself. No, I'm not having it, Nyasha. It's mad. It's mad that we're here. And I had people on Twitter all day today telling me, well, he doesn't have a right to talk to her. Right? To talk to another human being. What, we're talking in terms of rites of passage because that person's a celebrity and on the biggest viewed show on. Nah, man, I'm not wired that way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nyasha. Full stop.
I hear it. Look, listen, I like that. That was a good segment. Quickly, because we've gone over the overtime. One word on your driver of the day. Who's your driver of the day, Thandie?
Could have been Lewis Hamilton. Beautiful gums, nice helmet. So my driver of the day is Checo Perez because I had to think about it when I had a stint on the chicane. And you know what? Let the house burn within. You know what I'm saying?
Keep the fire burning.
The house. Keep that fire burning. Do-do. Someone's gonna jail tonight. Do-do.
Guess who's going to jail?
Guess who's going to jail tonight? I saw. Did anyone see that clip of Checo saying, "Ha ha 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 ha"? Signed the contract a bit too early, did we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Feed me that. Burn the house within.
Man, he could have got a couple extra.
Got my extra noughts on that contract.
Trust me. Well done, Checo Perez. Good win. Happy for you. Outclass Max all fucking weekend. Had him in his back pocket. And for that, we have to say, hold that. Cameron, driver of the day.
I've got to give to Carlos Sainz after all the hatred that I've been spewing for Carlos Sainz Jr. and his overly aggressive throttle inputs that's been manifest over the past couple of Grand Prix. He nailed it this weekend. And but for Alex Albon, but for Latifi as a back marker being a bit stubborn and not jumping out of the way, he would have won that race. Have to salute the Spaniard, Carlos Sainz Jr.
Well done, Carlos. Needed that result. Great save on the start-finish straight as well. God damn, that could have been embarrassing. So, fair play to him. That's sliding doors, because if he goes into that wall, what do we say about his season? Like, do you know what I mean? So, really well done to Carlos Sainz. My driver of the day is going, wow, it's hard when can't choose Lewis. Don't roll your eyes at me. Okay. You've taken the two that I was going to say. I think a good Lando Norris, well done, 6th place. Still struggling with tonsillitis. I don't think I know we made fun of it last week, but yeah, we're going to have a Daniel Ricciardo discussion at some point. But completely outpacing Ricciardo weekend, unlucky to finish 6th. Could have finished 5th, but it was, I think the pit stop strategy worked out for George. Luckiest man in the world. How much luck does one man need? I just don't, George, it's just a madness, bruv. Anyway, Lando Norris, well done. Still recovering from tonsillitis. He's got a very grey hue to him at the moment. It looks like he needs some blusher or something. Just he's looking like old chicken. So no, respectfully, he's ill. I'm just saying. Don't do that, guys.
Let me save you, Nyasha. Let me save you. Shout out, wherever you mentioned goes to Pierre Gasly, making up loads of places from, I want to say 17th or 19th, and then he ended up in 11th or 12th. Yeah, and then he nailed it again. Quickest to jump on those interim tyres, what all those guys at the front should have done. Shout out to Pierre Gasly for nailing it.
Well done, Pierre Gasly. That's it, guys. We're done. Thank you so much. If you got this far, make sure you're liking, subscribing, all of them things there. Thank you. Oh, God! I completely forgot. You know what this is? It's a celebration, bitches! We're here. Some people on our YouTube might not even know this because the thing just, we announced it and then it just sell off quickly. We wanted to celebrate our 50th episode by doing a live event where people can come and watch the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Meet and greet. So we wanted everyone to kind of meet and greet us, have a live episode, watch the Hungarian Grand Prix, kind of go through the process of how we record, how we're not actual serious individuals. And to be honest, we put the tickets on sale and we didn't expect anybody to actually even want to come. To be fair, we just kind of expected our close mates, and we sold out in the weekend.
Yeah, sold out in not even 2 days. I think it was like 36
2 days or a day and a half. Yeah,
a day and a half. 36 hours. Incredible.
It was quite nice because me and Nyasha were both drunk when we realized. I saw him tweeting about it. He texted both my phones. I was drunk. Wonderful moment.
It was a moment.
Absolutely nailed it, guys. And if I can jump in there very quickly, Nyasha and Thandie, no more or less than what you deserve for the fantastic work that you both are doing and have been doing for the past year and plus, right? Quick stop F1 to the moon, and all of you lot watching and listening need to get on board before it's too late. Those shows, mate. If I can get a ticket to a ticket on the second-hand market, then Oh, but I'll be prepared to pay a cheeky premium. Add a couple zeros on that. Yeah, congrats both. You're just smashing it, dominating the market.
Yeah.
Disrupting.
I heard tickets are going double now. I heard
Yeah,
on Twitter for 50 quid.
Seen them on Viagogo for more than that. So look, guys.
No invites.
No invites,
bruv.
I'm all rave. Look, I just want to say, none of this is possible without you guys. The support that we have is humbling, is the only way to describe it. It's so humbling. All we do is get on here and chat shit. When I sent the email to Thandie, seeing if she wanted to do this podcast, I did not think it was going to go this far.
I got the message. I was like, oh, stop messaging me, you weirdo. And here we are.
Here we are. I'm so happy that those are your thoughts, because I am a weirdo. You read me right. Yeah, man, it wouldn't be the same without you guys. You guys and the interactions that you give us make what it is. And without that, we would just be one weirdo and one very cool person talking about F1.
No, do you know what, you guys? No, I don't do anything at Quick Stop F1. It's like Nyasha. I'm not gonna lie. So all accolades I will always give to Nyasha, because I honestly do not do anything. I'm just kind of told an hour before what to do, which I quite like. And that's just how me and him work. And he works so hard for years, like backstage. This man, I don't think he actually sleeps. I question sometimes if he showers, but then again, that's his personal business. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, which he shares.
It's all
yeah. I shower. But I don't sleep, and the personal life's kind of gone to shit. But we're here. The product is there. The product is there, and that's what matters. Okay, all of that stuff can wait. When your parents are like, don't talk to girls, concentrate on your books. That's kind of what I'm having to do at the moment, and that's fine. That's okay for you guys. But.
I hate you, man.
But no, I'm joking. But thank you, guys. For the people who are not in London and the people who can't get tickets, we will do like a really cheap, like couple of quid ticket for the live stream. And it's just so we can pay the people to.
So you guys can join us.
And you can join us, and it can be a big event, and we can celebrate everything together. We can read the comments and stuff, and it's not just for the people in London. We see all you guys all over the world. Half of our listenership are in America. Obviously, all of our South African listeners. Without you, we wouldn't be anything. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
And the Americans, to be fair, we love the Americans.
We love you guys, and the British people love you as well. We love everyone wherever you are.
Yeah, British people, beautiful gums.
I like that you shouted out those north of the wall, Nyasha. North of the wall, Midlanders and up north. Separated them out.
No, I'm sorry. You know what? I love the Midlanders. I love the Northerners, especially. Thandie's from
the Scousers.
The Scousers. So we love them especially. Even I've never heard you say it like that. It was very
Whittle.
Yeah. Very, very Scouse. So look, guys, thank you so much. We're gonna go. Cameron, thank you so much for coming on. Any final words from you?
None, mate. Thank you for having me. It's been amazing as always, chopping it up with two learned F1 scholars about all things Monaco and beyond. Privilege as always, guys. Shout me to get me back on when Wolfpack isn't available. Always happy to sub in for LL Cool J, who all the ladies love. Mention no names, Thandie.
Thandie, any last words?
One day I'm gonna be married, happily married, so in love, so in love.
Yeah. Hopefully, me too.
Yeah. You too.
Hopefully, me too.
But thanks for listening to the Quick Stop F1 podcast.
Thank
you. What else? I don't know. Yeah, just thanks for listening, innit? Hope you've enjoyed this hour.
And a bit, and some change. We need to get a timer on because we just lose track of time. These are getting longer and longer. Thank you guys for listening at home. And remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff. Thank you so much.
Keep it on the black stuff.
Is that an impression of me? That little accent you just done then?
No, not even.
No, okay, cool. Well,
I was gonna.
Go on.
I was gonna do an impression.
Go on, do it right now. Yeah, do it with your chest.
Thank you for coming to the Quick Stop F1 podcast and keep it on the black stuff.
Pretty good. Take care, guys.